Hey everyone, welcome back to the Reflection series. This is where I talk about how I feel and what I would do if I was in the same situation as the character. For today's episode, I will be going over Resident Evil 3 Remake Nemesis that was played on the PlayStation 4. So let's get started. If you've never heard of Resident Evil, think of the zombie apocalypse, and each iteration of the game, you're just following the story of a character. In this case, it is Jill Valentine. Just got out of a situation which was in Resident Evil, the first one, and you wake up kind of what seems to be a dream, but you don't know it's a dream, and you're just here walking around looking at things, what you've been doing, and then eventually you make your way to the bathroom where everything turns around. Interesting, you see a weapon in the bathroom as well, which I thought was very strange, especially for her being a police officer. You would figure she would have that locked up. But when she takes a closer look in the mirror, all of a sudden she sees herself transforming. I could relate to that. You know, when you go through high stress, scary situations that you subconsciously dream about, in the sense that you don't want it to become true, and so in your dreams it is becoming true, the thing you fear the most. But then eventually you wake up out of it, and you are in your desk. And I think that was really cool. You know, it seems like you're just overworking yourself, and that's just the consequences of you overworking and stressing yourself out. You get a phone call from your friend telling you to get out because of something. You know, when you question, you just do it. You know, on the other line, it's your best friend. Like, who wouldn't listen to their best friend when they're frantically telling you, like, hey, you know, you need to get out of there now. Okay. And as you make your way, boom, you encounter what is called the Nemesis. Man, just the force it used to break through that probably cement wall or brick wall. And you just get like a good beat down, you know. But as a trained officer and having gone through a situation with dealing with zombies, right, you kind of know what to do. However, you know, you're caught off guard, and so you make your way out. Eventually you escape. You meet up with your best friend or one of your best friends, and as you're trying to make your way out, you're seeing the mayhem. You're like, what the heck happened, and how it happened so quickly. Eventually your friend bites the bullet. Your friend encourages you to leave, and then you make your way through the city. And that's where the journey begins. You learn that there is an escape opportunity up in the roof of a helicopter. Cut short because you encounter that thing again for the second time. And this time you're a little bit more prepared, right? You use a car and you ram it over, but that wasn't enough. Then some guy comes in and luckily saves you. You know, the guy you talk to is Carlos. Funny, charming. I think he's trying to hit on Jill, right? But at a time like this, I'd be like, really, man? Like, we're trying to do this after this big ugly thing tried to kill me. You want to hit up on me? Like, what's going on? Do you know that the person that saved you is working for the corporation that is the cause of everything? And so it's ironic that the person is so unaware that they're the ones doing the helping, the saving. Now, the plan was to the metro system, and so you can like escort people out through metro, but unfortunately there's no power in the city. So your first task is turning on the metro system. You go through the power plant where you have to turn on the power, and apparently you encounter all these bugs. The crappy part is if you're scared of bugs, this would have been your worst nightmare. I'm not too scared of bugs, right? However, given the size of these bugs, yeah, I'd be scared as hell to deal with these things. And so you make your way through, get out, and you think everything is fine and dandy, right? You tell Carlos, yo, the metro's up. Let's get people out of here. So at this point, it's like, okay, I think I'm done. I think we can get people out to safety, get out of this hellhole. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So as you make your way back, there you are caught by another surprise. Again, that stupid freaking monster. And this time, now that you have more preparation, you're fully awake and aware. Now you are more better equipped to handle it. Right, not too bad, but still scares the crap out of you, right? Something that just busts out of the wall like the Kool-Aid Man. Something is up, it's not going down permanently, and so you just get away from it. Because turn on the power wasn't enough, you have to also turn on and configure the metro system to go the right way. And now you encounter the monster again for the 4th time, but this time it's a little different because it's doing something to the regular monsters and you're like, what the heck is going on here? And so it kind of made the zombies evolve. But again, you're playing it smart. You know what? Taking that thing down is not the objective. All right, let me just do what I gotta do and then get away. But then you realize as you're talking to Carlos, you're like, well, it's coming after me. And if I'm gonna go with you where there's people, I don't think that's a good idea. So I'm gonna take one for the team. As upsetting as that may be, but it is the right thing to do because you're just gonna put more people in danger, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to put other people in danger. It starts chasing you, and then you eventually make your way into a sewage. Luckily, it doesn't chase you further because once you go down there, you close this door that looks like reinforced steel. So now you're walking through crap, like literally crap, and unfortunately for me, I can't smell anything, so it shouldn't be too bad. But for those that have hypersensitive smelling, might not be such a good thing for you down there. But then you also encounter these weird tadpole looking monsters. Kind of like, how did something this big grow down here and no one noticed it? Was it before the outbreak in the city, or do they just grow so fast that during the whole situation they just grew that big really quick? Now you're just trying to get yourself out of the sewage, right? It stinks, you hate it. Eventually you make your way out of the sewage and you make contact with Carlos again. You didn't try before because you're underground. There's no way you're gonna contact anybody from underground and all those layers of steel, pipes, cement. No way that signal will transmit through. So then as you're going back out for the 5th time now, that thing just grabs you from the noggin and just tosses you. One, how does your neck not break? And if it doesn't break, man, that must have hurt so bad, the way it had to crush your head to be able to pick you up for him and just toss you. So now you're just running away from him because it can use a freaking flamethrower. One, where did it get the freaking flamethrower? That would have been the first thought in my mind. Like, how the hell did they get a flamethrower? But it's like, all right, future problems to think about later, not problems to solve right now. Right now, it is, I need to get out of here because it can burn me to a crisp. And so I just make my way through the building. I make my way to the top of the building, and it's following me this whole time. It's burning up the city, so burning up the buildings. So eventually this building is done for anyways, but somehow as I get to the top, the monster appears again, and now that I have some more weapons, right, I think I'm able to tackle it a lot better. But still, I'm wondering, where the hell did it get this flamethrower from? Like, how does it just constantly know where I'm at? I think by this time I would have been like, is there like a GPS tracker on me that it is referencing, or is there something on me that is attracting it to me? Like, what is it? Is it smell? Like, does it have like super smelling or something? You make quick work of it. Oh, well, not quick work actually. Pretty much you cause it to go on fire, and then it blows up, and then now you're back down at the ground level. As I make my way back to the metro, all I see is a rocket launcher. A rocket go to this big-headed thing that causes it to fall and almost crush me. And I'm like, who the heck is shooting a rocket launcher? Like, yo, come on, man. Like, what is going on here? But I'm like, all right, whatever. You know what? I'll keep running. I'll keep moving. Eventually I meet up with Carlos again, your wannabe boyfriend, I guess. I don't know, like the way I feel like he's always trying to hit on you, but there's more important things to worry about. So you finally make it to the train, you head out, but Carlos doesn't join you because he has to go do other stuff. On the train ride, the Nemesis finds you again, and blows up the back half of the cart, so a lot of the people you just saved aren't saved anymore. And so as you try to escape, one of the guys that's there with you, Nikolai, betrays you because he notices that it's after me and not him. But still, what a freaking traitor, man. It's like, oh gosh, how do you not have trust issues after that? you're gonna have so much trust issues. But either way, you're with another guy, and you realize, you know what, not all of them are bad, because he took one for the team. He knew that he probably knew it was this was the end anyways, because you noticed that he was hurt from the beginning, and so he ended up taking some explosives, and hopefully going out with the monster would do some good. And then you knock out, you go unconscious because of the explosion. Then you end up playing with Carlos. You see his journey, how he is in Raccoon Police Department. If you play Resident Evil 2, it's definitely an area that you went there before. And so you're going there because you're trying to find a scientist. And so you're encountering a lot of the similar monsters to make your way to the top of the building, of the police department, to access their computer systems. And you learn some interesting things about the situation and where you got to go to next. You end up getting a radio message about something, and you tell your battle buddy, you're like, hey, I gotta go. He's like, okay, Romeo. And then you go back to now playing as Jill. So I don't know what a concussion is like. I can only imagine it hurts like hell. But to get up and walk it off and continue like it's nothing. Talk about being a trooper. You make your way to the top of the surface, and then from a distance you see that thing again. But this time it's burning up like a barbecue, and it goes into the river. I would have thought, okay, it doesn't know how to swim. It needs air to breathe, because it looks like it is a living organism. And so you're good, right? You reach out to Carlos to let him know the details, but then something's just not right. You end up seeing something in the water, and then all of a sudden what was a regular humanoid thing is now a big crawling lizard-like monster, really, really big. So now I'm just running for my life. I'm like, hopefully it doesn't catch me. I need to get off this bridge, put some distance into me. Eventually you get to a courtyard, and that's where the battle begins. It seems like it just evolved through the damage it received to maybe adapt so that it's more resistance to the damage, I think. I don't know. It just grew bigger and stronger. And so you're just wailing on this thing with everything you have. So as you're fighting this thing, it's just doing a bunch of like weird, speed racer type moves. It's just running along the walls, and you're like, what the heck? One, how did it not damage the things it was running on, especially when it runs on the walls itself versus the cars. Eventually you do beat it. You feed it some good, well-placed grenades using the grenade launcher. Finally, it's probably like done permanently. What can go wrong here? Well, I spoke a little too soon. Eventually it wakes up. It's not down, but you know what? I got an opportunity. I want to drop this heavy 3-4 ton gate on it, and then I can escape. Well, as I run, it hits me with something, and I'm like, man, I'm done. I'm gonna be a zombie now. Like, I'm just there succumbing to the virus, and thinking back like, crap, my dream actually came true. What am I gonna do now? So I pass out from the pain and everything, and I thought I was done. So much time passes. Eventually Carlos comes back and ends up finding me where I laid, and takes me to a hospital. So he goes on this journey to find an antivirus, but also find the guy he was looking for through the hospital. Like everything else in the city, it's completely run over. So the doctors, patients are all coming out of the woodwork at every twist and turn, and you're just trying to make your way through the area. Eventually you encounter these like humanoid looking monsters that probably scare the crap out of you, because you're like, what the heck, something that big and loud. Not to say it wouldn't scare the crap out of you. I mean, even Carlos got scared. He's like, Jesus Christ, right? Something that big to come out of nowhere. So eventually you make your way to Nathaniel Bard, right, the lead scientist, and as you approach, you realize that he's actually gone and not with us. So somebody must have gotten to him, because you realize that he's shot. So you're like, well, nothing you can do about him now. So, okay, let me go get the vaccine to help Jill, eventually he finds a message from Nathaniel Bard, kind of like laying it out thick. And Carlos realizes, crap, Jill was right the whole time. Like, man, and for someone to still trust them, given everything that they knew, right? So there's that level of respect that Carlos now has, which is cool. So now everything's set in stone, right? You go back and you give the antivirus to Jill, and hopefully she wakes up, but not before you are being attacked by a horde of zombies. And now you're playing, kind of like capture the flag or defend the hill. And so you're just waiting for the security system to lock down all the entry points so that no more zombies can come in. And of course you succeed, but not only you succeed, but that success is short-lived, because guess what? Now they're gonna nuke the whole area. You're like, what? So Carlos, being the super soldier or the Captain America that he is gonna go out of his way to try to find more vaccines so that he can convince the government to not use a nuclear bomb. And now you go back to Jill and you go through the same thing you went through in the beginning, where you start off with a dream, a terrible dream, and then you wake up from that dream. But it's not as bad as the first, because you're now used, I guess you're just high on adrenaline. You're feeling better. You're like, all right, you're feeling better, but it's like, okay, there's an emergency alert system and they're going to drop a nuke on Raccoon City. So let me get out of here. You realize it's October 1st, so you've been out for for about half a day, but overall it's been roughly a little over 2 days since the chaos has started. So you're making your way to go find Carlos. Eventually you come across this door that leads down to an underground bunker or facility, and you're like, how the hell did no one know this existed? And it's true, something that massive, like, how does no one not know something like this? Like, where there must have been like another panel, another location where supplies are being brought in and out for no one to notice. I'm talking about this thing. It was like massive, pretty much 3-4 times the size of the hospital below underground. But you're like, whatever, cool. They got Umbrella has money. You just need to go get Carlos and save the day. But of course, Nikolai interferes and has you run through these trials, and you're like, freaking A. Not a big deal, right? I'll get to him sooner or later and make him pay. And when I do meet him, he's gone where he was initially. I meet one of Carlos's friends. I walk down, but man, the dude looks hurt. Something's not right. Let me see if I can help him out. And right as I am getting ready to go into another location, I run into that stupid monster for the 6th time now, and it's now bigger. It's bigger and more deformed, given that I chopped off one of its arms, and so like it now has like a whip arm. And so you're out running again, because it's like, oh, how is this thing not dead? But like, all right, I need to just get away, run. Eventually I'm able to block it all before it can get any closer. Cool. Right now I'm in the Umbrella facility and I'm trying to make the vaccine so we can mass produce it. And when I think I'm almost there, that dumb monster, the Nemesis, is there again for the 7th time. I need to go with it because clearly I can't put it down permanently because it's just remnants of probably a stronger type of virus. It's like, all right, fine. Let me try to keep just going because this is not going to do anything. Eventually I get down into this area where I guess this is where they completely get rid of creatures in this acid pool thing. So it's another fight, adding in that now there's zombies that come out of the woodwork to fight. But you know what? Luckily my partner in crime, the future boyfriend, comes in and provides an assist. I'm able to put it down, and this time, you know what? With the help of acid, let me see if I can completely dissolve this thing and have it go away. So as the acid pours in, I'm like, all right, now it has to be done. Anything there is going to get burned to a crisp and melted, and you can see that happen. So it's like, okay, so clearly it's working, right? Even though it was down, the acid and the pain from it probably woke it up, but right, it clearly looked like it drowned, dissolved. So let's get out of here. But you know what though? Nikolai came out like a little hoblet gremlin and took the vaccine, and so now I need to go chase after him. But guess what? The Nemesis comes back, and this time this dude is like huge. But you know what? Because I read papers that there are lasers, that was a laser gun that can really destroy it, I have a chance now. All right, so clearly this laser make it get put down permanently. Throughout the whole adventure, you're like, everything doesn't go to plan, and I'm like, of course the power source systems get jammed, and of course I have to go in and push all these cylinder power sources so I can turn the laser gun back on again and be able to reuse it. Right? Not too bad. You know, what's a 100-foot monster with big arms gonna do, right? Nothing. So a little dodging and weaving, and little by little you get the cylinders back on, and a little dodging and weaving, and then you get the cylinder reset. And now, you know what? Now this thing is probably permanently finished. You shove that laser gun up its mouth and then fire let loose. So now you're just swimming in a pool of its guts, but at the same time you're like, oh, finally it's down. It doesn't exist anymore. Its bladder is everywhere. I don't see a face, a brain, a body, nothing but melted steel down the way. So you make your way up the ladder to get out of there. Since you are short on time, you meet Nikolai, and there's a little confrontation, but because the future boyfriend comes in to save you, you make out like a bandit, right? Of course, Nikolai is trying to be saved as well, because hey, there's a nuclear bomb about to blow up the whole city, and he doesn't want to go down with it. But you know what though? I'd be petty too. I'd be like, I don't want your information anymore. Screw that. Oh, you'll never find out. Well, good. I don't want to find out either. I'm a detective, remember? You know, so have fun. Adios, sucker. For all the BS he put me through. Yeah, that's how the journey ends. Knowing that it still continues because you're not done. And to see like the whole city just go up in smoke, and you're like, damn man, that's crazy. And the fact that you even survived, right, because of the shockwave it produces, it's just unbelievable for the most part. However, the fight doesn't end, and you kind of know that you need to continue on. You know, one thing as you're thinking through, it's like, well, will Carlos join me? I don't know. But either way, you must go on. So overall, the beginning is about fear and just the overall surprises of everything. Then the middle, it's about acceptance. And then the end, it's about revelation and like, okay, then the journey must still continue on to the next thing, whether you want to or not. But it was a really great game. I really enjoyed the franchise in this particular one, right? But I can definitely see the frustration with the Nemesis just coming after you again and again and again. Yeah, that'd be super annoying. Thank you for joining me, and let me know what you think. You know, what would go through your minds being chased by a Nemesis again and again and again, something that's that persistent. Well, until the next reflection series, catch you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.